Information. Let's just jump right in. Hope you guys have had a good week. Wednesday was a bit busy, Australia Day, and it was just damn hot. It was so hot. It's basically impossible to animate when it's that hot. It's nuts. But yeah, thank you for joining. Apparently Twitch is still being a little bit funny. It says sending data. Oh, there it goes. Connected. Thank you. Cool. So just gonna start off with some more black curtain. I think F drive. Yes, I think I'm on that. Let's have a look. All right, cool. Yep, that's good. All right. Let this thing open up. And everyone can hear me all right this morning. I'm hoping. I'm seeing the mic do its thing, which is good to see. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. Happy to answer any questions you may have. That's all good. Also, yeah, I don't know why Blender is taking so long to open this file, but we'll see what happens. Not the great start. There's something that always happens at the start of this stream. I don't get it. It's really strange. Let's see what happens if I open it up from the thingo. Ah, finally, there we go. Yeah, these things are getting heavy, I guess. These scenes are starting to get a little heavy, or whatever. Or maybe it could be my computer's just getting old. Like the hard drive that this thing is running off of is like, I don't even know. It's like 7 years old almost. All right, cool. All right, cool. So as we talked about last week, I just want to get this double take. I might actually just not even bother with a double take. Just have her look left, and then blink, and then pull back. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to simplify this animation because I just don't have the reference, and what we can do is just make it more obvious, like more subtle, I guess you can say. So let's go ahead and do that. Left. If you're wondering why this is happening here, like I have a feeling that her head's got a little bit of gimbal lock. So let's have a look at rotations. Oops. Let's have a look. Yeah. So see how her head sort of rocks when she turns? Like it's not turning the way I want to turn. The reason why that's happening is because of this fucking gimbal lock. So the way to fix that is to change the order of the hey, how you doing? Welcome. Is to change the rotation order. And we can do that with if you go to pose mode and go to convert rotation modes, we can switch that to something else. Belarus. I think I do. I have to remind myself. Let me have a look. Belarus. Yes, I was right. Yeah, okay. Thank you for being here today. Yeah, well, it's not a Blender quirk. This rotation order stuff is not a Blender quirk. This is a 3D dilemma. It's across the entire 3D world. Gimbal lock is something you just can't avoid if you're working in quaternions. So what you can do, convert the rotation mode. And we want to select the bone. Yep. And we want to change it from X, Y, Z. Probably Z, X, Y. Yeah, because I want Y to be the last affected rotation to be affected. So it's probably the safest one. ZXY or XZY. I'm gonna go with ZXY for now. Let's see what happens. Whoop, there it goes. So you can see here, like, obviously not great. But if we rotate that now, you'll see that the if I was to fix up the rotations now on this head, you'll see that it only affects the when you move the Y, it doesn't affect anything else. So yeah, I need to fix up her head for the entire animation, it seems. Let's just have a look and see how the rest of the head is turning. Everything goes all right there. That's fine. And then all right, cool. So and you can see the values change as it fixes, as it's all stuffed up. So luckily it's only this part of the animation that's a bit shit. So let's go ahead and copy this keyframe because that's the safest one to copy. And we can now at least turn her head. Let's have a look. One. There we go. See how much better that is? And then whoop, there goes the fuck up again. And you can see the rotations are going really far because not like 90 degrees in the wrong direction. So we need to fix that up entirely. I'm going to copy this keyframe as well. Actually, I might just go ahead and make a keyframe here. And move that across to here. There we go, nice little soft turn. Let's fix that. It really screws up there. Copy this keyframe. Paste it here. And then when she turns her head, obviously it's going in the wrong direction, so let's just reset those. And we can just rotate her head this way. Yeah. If you change the rotation order, because rotation order basically works like a parent-child relationship. Let me just make a diagram. So this is the simplest way I can I don't know why my computer is running like shit today, but maybe I need to update for Blender or something. Let me just, do I work in a studio or freelance? I work in a studio of sorts, from home, but I am moving back to freelance in a couple weeks. My choice. Probably still working from the same company, just under a freelance contract. I just wanted the freedom back. Let me just talk about how Gimbal Lock works. Oops. So the way it works is pretty simple when you think about it. So when you rotate a gimbal, it has a rotation order to it. So basically, when you see like this default, which is when you have the default, which is like X, Y, and Z, what it's actually saying is that Z rotates first. No, sorry, which way to go? And I have to remind myself. So Z rotates first. In this case, it's Y rotates first. Then X rotates second. Yep. And then finally Z rotates last and it doesn't affect anything else. So it's actually in the opposite. So basically what it means is that in this case, Z would affect X and Y. And then Y, oh sorry, let's just go Y next first. Y plus X. And then Y affects Z, X last. That's the rotation order. So basically when you're rotating a gimbal, if you were to say rotate X back or Y back in a certain direction, Z and Y can actually line up and it causes gimbal lock. So it affects the rotations in different ways depending on what order, I guess, the parent-child relationship of X, Y, Z or Z, X, Y is. That's my very simple, crappy explanation. But that's why it affects the rotations, because you have a lot of changes in the rotation order. It will change the way it perceives the relationship. So I'm going to put this over here. No, I'm from Australia. All right, let's see how it goes here. So let's have a look. One. Let's delete this one here. Don't need that one now. Her eyes are a bit fucked. That's because the head has changed. So now we got this spot, and then turn that way. Let's try and get her to look a decent amount to the left. Yeah, 3D transforms are a pain for sure. So now we have a much more softer rotation. So I still want to make sure that when I'm rotating, it's, you know, correct. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix that up. So I want to have a decent amount of rotation when she that way. There we go. So the reason why they okay, I get that now. So move that over here. And what I'm going to do here when she moves her body down is just give it a little bit of tilt downwards. So basically, what I'm trying to do is add a little bit of an arc. Yeah, this is my solo project. Been doing it for a long time now. There we go. Let's move that there. And then for the whole lot of animation at the end here, I can probably move that forward. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. And we can move her head. Let's delete that keyframe. Or just move the head keyframe from the head. I think I know why. Yeah, I know why it's running slow now. I think my hard drive is getting full. Almost certain of it. Yeah, it shouldn't be a reason why though. It's just, I wouldn't be surprised if it is though. Thank you. So 1, 2, 1. And then we can just fix up that. And we don't need to ease into that. We just want to have a really fast reaction here. So I'm going to bring in those keyframes really fast. as she recognizes don't need that keyframe. And in her head, I don't need that keyframe. As she rocks back. Ah, cheers. This fucking layer, honestly. I hate when you accidentally forget to open up a layer and you fuck up the timing. And this can go far, far away. There we go. Now let's just get rid of that bloody annoying rotation. I'm not sure where that rotation's coming from since I only got one keyframe there. Let's have a look at the graph editor. Oh, I see. I see what's happening. Basically, what I need to do is make sure all the rotations are lining up. Yeah, there's always layer issues. There's always missing buttons if you forget to push, that sort of stuff. So she turns, looks, and she needs to hold just for a second while she takes in that scene. Because behind her is that wolf when she rotates. So I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to keyframe everything in that shot here. Move that forward. I hate how the head's moving so early. Why is it moving so early? Anyway, let's just shrink down these animation keyframes. Make it really snappy. And for this, I'm just curious what happens if I just... Yeah, okay, interesting. Alright. Alright, cool. There we go. Let's have a look and see how that looks now. 1, 2. There we go. There's still some... There we go. Alright, cool. I'm feeling better now. That looks a lot better. So what I'm going to do now is focus mostly on her face. And just try and get the eyes moving in the right direction. And get those blinks in there. Eventually I have to replace this rig. Because, well, for one, it's not in line with the style of the animation anymore. Because I changed Evie's face. But, but I think I can make it work. All right, cool. 1, 2. Yeah, yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, cool. So up. So when she's looking up at Evie, because Evie's like basically in the POV of the camera. Let's just save that. Interesting. Cool. Let's just now get her eyes looking in the right direction. I'm gonna hide away some stuff. Let's have a look and see what needs to be hide. There we go. All right. So, oof, this is running like shit today. All right, cool. I think I might have to do a backup of this soon. Let's have a look and see what we can do. So, grab the move tool. And I want her to look right up at the camera, basically, or up at the face of Evie. There we go. Copy that. That looks good. I'm going to hold that. And then I'm going to have a blink again. So I'm going to grab these controls here. So these controls, I can copy this blink here. Looks up, turns her head, she blinks again. See how much nicer that is when you get a little blink? Ah, shit. So it's like blink, blink. Why is it such a slow blink? Let's get that looking a bit faster. Now, a blink doesn't have to be very long either. It's just a few frames. Now it feels like robotic. It's a bit too fast. Or holding down on that. There we go. Needs to be closed while she's turning. So there's some rules when it comes to like head turns and blinks that you should have the eyes closed during the turn. And that looks a bit too soft, too quick. So we need to bring this back a little bit as well. That's better. Because it happens in real life. So when you turn ahead, your eyes, well, firstly, try. I wouldn't try and consciously keep an eye out, like look at yourself, because you can't. But what I would say is, if you can, just record yourself moving from left to right. and looking at one object to another in opposite sides of your body. And you'll find that when you record yourself, you'll see that every time you turn your head, you blink. That's basically it. There's reasons for that biologically that I won't go into, but you can't avoid it. It's basically a reflex, not an instinct. It's a reflex. It's something that is just hardwired into your body to do. And by doing that in animation, it automatically makes your it's like it takes your average animation of a head turn from looking ultra robotic to looking natural just by having a blink. It's like, yeah, it's pretty crazy how effective it is. I'm trying to figure out why the hell is my computer running like crap though. Because my fans are whirring pretty hard. But it says it doesn't matter. This looks like my computer is just using a lot of memory for some reason. Weird. Oh well. Yeah, there we go. Still a little bit of weird overlap there with a head sort of rocking, but that's all right. There we go, cool. So what we can do now, so the reason you can see her eye there is like drifting, so you got to make sure her eyes are staying put until she at least until she needs to move it. So making sure that that eye stays absolutely still until it needs to move. Why is it still moving? It's because of this. It's probably because of that. Let's just move that there. Move this over here. Yeah. Just being a prick. A blender god. I wouldn't call myself a blender god. Just a lot of practice and a lot of and like honestly, it's not the software, man. It's just really the principles of 3D that I've practiced, and I've practiced in both Maya Blender mostly, and you know, usually doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not maxing out my RAM. My RAM is like I have like 64 gig of RAM. It's only using 19 gig of RAM, but even then, that's pretty high for like for regular usage. I don't know what's going on. It might be this version of Blender, but it wasn't doing this a few days ago. I have a feeling it's because my hard drive is filling up pretty is pretty full. I have to go and delete a bunch of recordings. Read. I wouldn't say read. I just say it's like whatever program you use, just learn to do certain things. Half an hour. You lost about half an hour. There we go. One. There we go. And then here, I'm going to do another blink. So I'm going to grab these controls again. And I'm going to 301 okay for you. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, right. Yeah. All right. You mean the version. I haven't upgraded yet. I only saw that it came out last night before bed. So, I'll probably do an update today. I'm still rocking 3. So let's go ahead and copy that keyframe. Those keyframes for the eyes. I always back up on my my OneDrive, my animation files. I'm gonna have to do that again today, I reckon. Right here. Let's. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, I know why her head looks a bit weird now. It's because she's turning. The body is counter animating. That's why. And I need to counter animate. There we go. And they problem solved. And what's going on here? All right, let's have a look. Jesus. That's creepy. In this case, I'm just going to reset the what's going on? Why is this set to 0? I'm missing a control. That's a weird one. Maybe I should do an update. That's what I'm going to say. Maybe I should do an update. Ah. Because even like the selection is lagging for some reason. Alt-G, Alt-S. Something's happening here. It's causing his eyes to go all funny. I'm not sure what's happening there. Let's copy this. What controls are these? These are my my eye controls. Let's copy that. Copy that across. Let's I gotta figure out what's going on with those eyes. That's not a problem that wasn't there before. Oh, I think I know what's the problem now. Yep, I know what's going on. It's the shrink wrap. It's playing up. Yeah, this is why I'm changing the rig, by the way, to have a more traditional eye socket, because the way I've built this thing is it's built off of like planes and modifiers for the eyes, and they don't seem to play nice. So let's have a look and see what's going on there. Let's grab the eye there, look at the controller, and you can see here that, interestingly, corrective smooth is causing that as well. Turn that off, turn that off. Something's happening here which is causing that problem. Not much. I've been just animating this shot, talking through it, trying to figure out why my computer's running like shit, and yeah, getting some GPU spikes as well, which is kind of weird. Unless it's OBS that's causing the problem, I'm not sure. But let's have a look and see what we got here. But the playback is really fast, so it could be anything. Let's see how we're running over here. 1, 2, 3. She looks up. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. I just gotta get her eyebrows moving. It could be. You never know. So when she turns her head, I'm also gonna have her eyebrows dip a little bit. So as she turns, her eyebrows will lower ever so slightly. And they'll rise up as she looks up. Gonna have her rotate up a little bit like so. There we go. Copy that. Yeah, it looks really cool. I think that there's some improvement on the, like when you turn the head, try and get some arcs in there and some blinks. But I think it's I think it's pretty sweet. I like the way he wakes up and puts his hands on his face. It's really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what you build out of this little short film. All right, cool. There we go. There we go. See how the eyebrows just give that little bit of rise and it just feels a lot more natural? Whoop. There we go. And then as she turns her head, what we're going to do is I'm going to squish down her eyes a little bit, like so. And do the same thing over here. And then over here, we're going to make sure that those eyes stay put. Those eyebrows stay put, and just give it a little bit of easing over here. And then when she blinks again, obviously it needs to give her that reaction, so it comes back down. I'm gonna move that this way. And then really push those up in surprise. 1, 2, and get that up. There we go. Copy that. I might bring it just a little bit down now. There we go. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So you can see here we're starting to get that surprise looking a lot better now. It's not a true double take, but it's more of a recognition. There we go. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Always cheat when you can. Like for instance, with the legs here, I'm gonna have to actually animate the legs getting into a spot. See how they just sort of slide into place, and just sort of depends on the need. Thanks. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit of squash and stretch in her head now. So as she turns, a little bit of squash and stretch. See, I get a little bit of a nice little squash and stretch action going on there. That's a bit too much. Let's make that a bit more subtle. Might settle that a little bit more. I think that's fine. It's very subtly just changing that pose a little bit. I actually like that pose a lot more, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that and move it across a little few frames, and then here, just reset that scale. Looks somewhat more appealing. And then just move those keyframes across a little bit more. Oh, cheers. This one's now she's almost leaning into the motion there now, which is kind of cool. And here, when she blinks, really going to squash that down and really push out the rotation really strongly. One, and then two. Ah, wrong one. Sometimes even I forget to use the keyframe, the shortcuts. And then scale. Let's see how this looks. How did I block this animation? I think I recorded it like over a month ago, but yeah, it's all on the stream. So there's some squash and stretch for you. Oh man, I'm getting this done, man. I've been trying to do this for years, and I'm fed up. I want it done. Not because I'm fed up with the story. I got plenty of other stories to do with these characters, but I just really got to get this fucking first one done. I think what I'm going to do is push out the reaction even faster. Let's just go ahead and do that. Ah. Ah, my bad. Ah. It's so hard when the system is running like shit on the undos. There we go. That's the problem with counter animation, though. You gotta really make sure it doesn't fuck up. See how her head's not turning in the same time. Yeah, I think so. I think it is, honestly. I think that's all right, actually. I think once I convert that to working on twos, it should be a bit far better. Because it's gonna be animating on twos anyway. So what I might do as well is get that body up. Ah, there we go. Rotate that. Fix that up as well. Copy pose. There's a lot of issues with this rig as well, in terms of just deformation stuff. Split in. I generally work from the torso outwards, so all major movement comes from the torso, and then I'll block out the legs and arms after that, and then I'll work out the details after that. So always working in orders of detail. That looks pretty good. So for instance, I haven't done the legs yet, you know what I mean? So I'm actually kind of happy with that animation now, with her face. So what I might actually do here is I'm actually going to get her to do a half blink and see how we go. And then I'll see how we run. I'm still trying to figure out why it's running like crap, but it wasn't doing this on Monday. See the lag when I click? I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't hear me click, so, but yeah, it's just being really shit. I'm gonna copy this keyframe here. And what I'm gonna do is keyframe there. And actually, these are all the same, so that's all good. I'm gonna keyframe here. One. Delete this one. So it's sort of like a half blink. One. There we go. That looks cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Get the bounce of the body first, and then work out the legs, and then work out the arms and the secondary motion. That's looking cool. I'm liking that. All right, cool. So what I need to do here, so you see here that with the legs, let this save slowly. And in some cases, I might just be able to get away with a slide because it's cartoony and, you know, all that sort of thing. So what I need to do here is when she's moving her legs, I need to figure out which leg is moving first. So in this case, it would probably be the green leg, which means that this foot has to stay put for a little while. So I'm going to do that just for now. And straight away, it's already looking better. But what I might do is when she turns her leg, the leg's in the wrong position already. So what I'm going to do is just prepare that for the future by moving her leg out. Like so. So that when she does move her leg, it won't look really weird. So I'm going to move that over here. And now with this turn, this foot has to come sooner to this point here. So I'm going to move this foot here all the way back. It's only going to be a few frames before it moves into place. So boom, much better already. It might be only a few frames, then but it gives an indication at least of order of motion. So for my walk shot, yeah. Sorry, I reread the same question twice. So already you can see the step, even though it's like a few frames, and it's meant to be very quick because it's a reaction. Having it go step, 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 it really makes a difference. Just your basics. So your A's, your A, your BMs, P. You need an O shape, a TH, and that can also be the same thing for a V. So TH/V, B/M, A, O, and you'll need an E. Yeah, that's it. So A, E, and I think that A and E produce a different sort of shape, but you could get away with just A/E for your for those vowels. You'll need a k sound, so k, something like that. So an A consonant, so an A, then a consonant. You'll need O, so like an U shape. You'll need an MB shape, so you need a P shape, so a P. And you could technically do the same thing with P and M, but it would look a bit weird. So don't do that. But you'll need a pucker basically for a P, and then you'll need a TH/V. And that's the minimum, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So one. So what I might do here is going to move that leg all the way back in those keyframes. So annoying. So that keyframe those keyframes to those feet should be all the way back there. So when the camera moves down, you don't really see it. There we go. All the way back here. Sorry. There we go. That's better. And I can probably put a hold on that too. Now the reason why I might go ahead and just place this a bit further out still is that the balance of the balance is completely off. So I'm going to put that over here. So it might be a 3 foot slide in the end. Yeah, no worries. So what I'm going to do is copy this keyframe here. One, two. Yeah, it's all off. But I'm going to be talking about this with my animation videos in the next couple of weeks. Is if it looks right in camera, then it's right. If it looks wrong in camera, then it's wrong. And anything else outside of that doesn't matter. So, technically, out in this camera angle here, the balance might look completely off kilter. That doesn't look that great. Over there, it looks like a monkey's leg. But from the camera angle, it doesn't really matter. And I could technically go ahead and fix up her foot here to make it more accurate. And it probably will. But it's something you can barely tell is happening in the shot. So something like that. Yeah, yeah, that's why you always got to start from the center of gravity first. You always got to start from that point, and then you can work out the legs, you can work out the arms and all that sort of stuff later. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, fuck it. Now I can worry about the arms, and I'll probably do that on my own time because it's already 9 o'clock, and I have got to wrap up. Let's have a look at one last little checkout. Let's open it up in a big screen. Let's turn off all the bits and bobs. Let's turn on material and look at it at a bigger screen. Yeah, that's sick. Happy with that. Yeah, thank you. It's looking a lot better than what it did this morning, that's for sure. Yeah, sick. Happy with that. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. It's been really fun. Thinking about doing a stream this weekend. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have a pretty easygoing weekend anyway, so might spend some time on that. Otherwise, I'll probably be recording the next tutorial. But apart from that, thank you for watching, and I'll be updating you on this in the next couple of days. Again, thank you. I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.